Hey there, we're Talia and Ophira Edut, identical twins and astrologers. Welcome to AstroTwins Radio, where we bring the stars down to Earth.
It's the week of February 5th to 11th, and there's going to be some disruptions to the way we socialize this week and some innovative changes ahead that we can really tap into and make the most of. I'm Tali, and I'm here with Ophi today.
Yep, and I am looking at big Aquarius energy this week. It's all about changes that you didn't plan for. But when do we ever plan for changes? They sneak up on us. They wouldn't be changes if we could.
And so you can't really plan for an Aquarian type of change because Aquarius is a sign of the future and innovation, and it's kind of about that electricity, that shock, that current, that surprise that actually brings your entire way of thinking and seeing the world into a different dimension. And it's an opening up to new things.
So ready or not, whether you're someone who is dreading that news or loving it and so here for it, get ready, buckle up or don't. So on Monday, it all begins with Mercury, the planet of the mind, communication, information, zooming into Aquarius on Monday the 5th until February 23rd. So Mercury is leaving Capricorn, which is very linear and systematic. So we've been having negotiations and discussions about you do this, I do that, very responsible, heavy, systematic planning thoughts. And now that's all well and good, but where is the originality? So Mercury in Aquarius is a time to celebrate your original thoughts, your creativity. What if we tried it this way? Now, you don't want to totally turn all that careful Capricorn planning on its head. It's very valuable, but if it needs that extra 1% or 10% or even 80-20, this is the time to really think, how could we make this really stand out, really make it work?
Yeah, Mercury was in Capricorn for an extra long time, actually, since way back in the holiday, in December and late November. And it went retrograde in Capricorn in early December, mid-December, actually, December 13th to the 23rd. And then it slipped back into Sagittarius, then went back into Capricorn again in January. So it had to retrace all the steps it walked backward, right?
Walk them forward again. So I think it's this week you thought it through as much as you could on paper, and now it's time to go out and actually experiment. Like, you put the big idea into a plan, but now it's time to test it against reality. Do the people want this? Does this actually work in real time? Thomas Edison, who said that he had 10,000 experiments and only one that worked, rather than failing 10,000 times. Did I totally mess up that quote? I don't know. Whatever it was,
close enough.
He had a growth mindset instead of a fixed one, and that is the direction that we all need to go into this week. Go in with I'm willing to be 100% wrong about my hypothesis. Show me the way. So Wednesday, February 7th, we have innovation coming to our love lives. So Venus, the planet of love, is still in Capricorn until February 16th. So we're feeling kind of traditional, but it is in a lovely flowing trine to our favorite planet, Uranus. We're going to say it the snooty way, Uranus, to avoid embarrassment. It is in a trine to Uranus in Taurus, another earth sign. So Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius, so there's that change maker, disruptor energy, but it's in Taurus, which is traditional. So if you've noticed for the past, I guess we're going on 6 years now, that all the things that are traditional in the 3D world are getting turned on their head and turned inside out. That is the effect of this long visit of Uranus and Taurus. It's going until 2026. So we're already thinking differently about the traditions that we have. And when Venus is in a trine, which is a helpful 120-degree angle to Uranus, we want to see if we can bring a new twist on, take the best and leave the rest. Or don't throw out the romantic baby with the bathwater.
And so, yeah, and since they're both an earth sign, so whenever there's a trine, the planets are in the same element. So Venus is in Capricorn, Uranus in Taurus, two earth signs, which means there's going to be a focus on maybe shaking up some of your routines and rituals. If you're looking for love this year, don't just keep going to the same old places. Maybe sign up for a class and see if you can meet someone who shares your interests, or go to an event, or
Thinking with earth signs, it's very much like the physical realm. So it could be an event at a nice kind of upscale place. It could be out in nature where you're enjoying earth, or even some service work, volunteer work. Earth energy can be very humble and high end. It can be both of those things. So, but we're a week away from Valentine's Day this Wednesday. So at Valentine's Day, just a little spoiler, is super intense. We've got Mars and Pluto together. That is going to be, it's not exactly, I mean, it could be intense in a good way, but this Venus-Uranus trine is the kind of expansive energy you want to feel when you're sitting across from your partner, plus one, or even a friend if you're celebrating Galentine's, Palentine's.
and make the plan.
Make the plans and have a little pregame prequel to V-Day, because it really is about being expansive. And what if we did this? What if we did
Still make a deposit in the emotional bank account, or fill up some love tanks. Thursday, one day later, though, things could get a little tricky for everyone, because Uranus again is in the picture, but it's clashing in a 90-degree square with the Aquarius sun. So this happens twice a year, but it only happens once a year while the sun is in Aquarius. And so, okay, here we go. Sun square Uranus. So the sun wants, has a power, it wants energy. Uranus wants to change everything. The sun wants to be seen loud and proud. Uranus wants everyone to be seen. So it's really about finding your place within a community, but also making sure that you're shining your light on other people too. There could be some major ego battles, narcissistic flare-ups, and power struggles that day. And also people being, Uranus and Taurus being kind of possessive, mine versus ours. The sun in Aquarius is very much that, I made a giant pot of mushroom chai and everyone should have some, And,
Sun is like, I get the big mug and I want mine with whipped cream and served to me on a platter because I'm more important than all these people. Or comes in and grabs one first and then doesn't see if everybody has what it needs. So yeah, you could definitely have some ego battles or power struggles if you're not careful today.
yeah, it's kind of funny because that's true. Like the sun is like that, but Aquarius isn't. Uranus is also like very sharing, but in Taurus, it's like I get
Fine.
Yeah, I get a Limoges China mug,
Yeah. Now, on a positive note, squares, these 90-degree angles of tension that bring us to a breaking point, they're not only bad. Sometimes, something that's been waiting to kind of blow up, that in a good way does. So the Sun-Uranus square could also be a day that a big innovative idea of yours gets noticed by someone who's a decision maker, an influencer, or can move the needle forward on it. So don't hide your cool idea if you have one. It might be the day to kind of reach out to someone, but don't try to force it into any one direction, but also be available to be seen. Put that post up, because the right person may find you and be like, you had the courage to actually say what everyone was thinking. That's a little tricky these days, because some of those people who have that so-called courage are saying horrible, destructive, divisive things. So please don't do that. The temptation can be there. But if you're putting something positive out in the world, let that sun shine on it.
I just had a random thought when you said One Direction. I was thinking that Aquarius Harry Styles was, the front man for that, but that is the opposite of the Aquarius way, the Uranian way. that wants a prism of directions, not just one. This is about a kaleidoscope.
No wonder you to go solo.
Exactly. He really did.
Leave that Capricorn Zayn Malik to do the one direction thing. So
Until
now Friday, drum roll, is the big day because it is the Aquarius new moon. And every year, the Aquarius new moon begins the Lunar New Year. So
Lunar New Year's Eve, at least.
Lunar New Year's Eve begins, and so we're ending the year of the water rabbit, which began the evening of January 21st, 2023. It's been a nice, fluffy, soft year where we've all been kind of huddling together with our bunnies. We've been a little fearful, a little timid, but empathic and gentle as we discovered a group of bunnies. It's called a fluffle. So it was a year of fluffle time in that community. The rabbit is associated with the planet Neptune, the ruler of Pisces. So it's very dreamy and imaginative, but
and also paranoid and sacrificial.
vigilant. Yeah. Yes, the poor bunny is always the prey. So we went from the year of the tiger, the predator, to the year of the rabbit, which was prey. And now we're going into mythical years. So we're finishing up 2 years that were ruled by water. 2022 and 23, which is very flowy and expansive and goes off into tributaries, into 2 wood-ruled years, 24 and 25. Wood is about growth and upward expansion, not outward. It goes vertical, it goes up, it does create a forest or a farm, but it's really very decisive. And we're entering the year of the dragon, the wood dragon. So the only creature in the lunar zodiac that is not an actual animal. Very powerful. We had dragon years in 2000, 2012.
Yeah, and I mean, we kind of say like the dragon years have a little bit of an apocalyptic vibe. It's like apocalypse now? Well, nope. Because, Y2K, we thought, oh my God, everyone, if you were around and not partying like it was 1999, you were also afraid that when it turned 2000, that all your data and bank accounts were going to be empty because the binary codes of computers couldn't handle it. And then 2012, that the prior dragon year we've had was when, the Mayan calendar was supposed to be marking the end of the year as the end of the world as we know it. It was the end of a 52,000 or 26,000 year cycle. That's right. A long count calendar.
There was a lot of fear mongering as we went from rabbit to dragon. So to the spoiler, nobody's bank account got emptied unless, they gave their ATM pin to someone. And 2012, yes, we're still here. So yes, it was the end of the world as we know it. But it did cause, both of those dragon years. Dragon's rule transformation. Was there a major transformation as we moved from the 20th to the 21st century? Absolutely. And was there a transformation since 2012? I mean, you look at how spirituality has become the air we breathe.
It was plant medicine ceremonies we even talked about in our book about psychedelics becoming the new big pharmas moving to big psychedelics. I just saw an article about that.
It was not a thing in 2012. I mean, green juice might as well have been ayahuasca back then. So, we've come a long way, baby. So now 2024 to 2036 is another one of these kind of dragon cycles. And undoubtedly, there's going to be a transformation with all the AI going on and psychedelics and so much innovation.
And let's not forget, unfortunately, war. Dragon is ruled by Mars, the ruler of Aries. So we're going from this water rabbit, Neptune, prey energy to this very combative Aries energy of the dragon, Mars energy. Now, Mars energy can also be it also can be protective as well as combative. So I don't want to put fear in people's minds, but there actually are wars going on.
I mean, you have to look at how people are protecting everything that is theirs in this rabbit year. So it's possible that maybe the dragon coming out of the cave will bring real leadership. As you guys who've been listening to the podcast know, we've named 2024 the year of transcendent leadership. So It's quite likely that there will be more open negotiation between leaders. I certainly hope so because it's hardly working the way it is. And we shall see what the dragon year brings to
But
us.
the Aquarius new moon on a personal level is also the second call of the week to look at who's in your social circle as well. Even though the rabbit year is ending, people still need people, and Aquarius is a sign of community, groups, innovation, collaboration, not in the matching uniforms kind of way, but more of the collective way where everyone gets to have their own unique identity and be part of the chorus of the awesome people's club. Um, Pluto and the Sun are also in Aquarius, and it's going to get mighty Aquarian up in here in February because next week Mars goes into Aquarius on the 13th, joins up with Pluto on Valentine's Day, and Venus goes into Aquarius on the 16th and joins up with Pluto on Saturday the 17th. So this is kind of where we get to play nice a little bit. But on Saturday, Mercury, who's in Aquarius, is going to form one more square, one more of those challenging 90-degree angles just to cap off the week with Jupiter and Taurus. So you want to really, watch your dragon fire as the Lunar New Year. It's not the time to start just like popping off and saying anything and everything because your candor could be a little bit scorching that day.
Right. So yeah, if you think about it, Mercury is sort of the quick little bits of information and facts, and Jupiter is philosophical and big ideas. So it's kind of like the micro and the macro are at odds. So new moons often inspire us to start new things. Pace yourself. That Aquarian energy can get very dysregulated and scattered if you try to do too much at once. So think things through, crunch the numbers, but let yourself also think big. This is not a weekend to gamble or spend. If you're going, I feel like Lunar New Year's parties and casinos and luck all kind of go together. So don't gamble at that Dragon Ball if you go to it.
And Aquarius is the sign of detachment and objectivity. New moons just in general are about feelings. So if you have been kind of having a little bit of a hard time regulating your emotions earlier in the week, or just, with all the feelings flying around, this gives you a chance to kind of maybe intellectualize them, which can be a double-edged sword. You want to, there's something to be said for being able to step back and get a new perspective about a situation, especially if your feelings have kind of overtaken them, but you don't want to get so cool and detached that you know, forget that emotional intelligence is also a thing that needs to be, weighted in the grand scheme of everything. So look at all the factors, take it all in.
I will say I'm kind of glad that we're having this heady air sign week because it's been super emotional at the end of January and even early February. The Aquarian energy is kind of a nice break from the heaviness. So do enjoy it. Capture ideas that come to you. Don't just wave them off. Jot them down. Make a little note or a voice note to yourself. And have yourself a great week. Happy new moon and Year of the Dragon.
Are you somebody who wants to learn to speak astrology fluently and maybe even start doing charts for your friends and family, or perhaps even become a practitioner? Well, here is some very exciting news. On March 9th, our Become Your Own Astrologer training program begins. It is a course that we taught in Tulum, Mexico at a retreat for 7 years. And now we are bringing it worldwide for everyone out there, no matter where you are on the planet, to participate in. So this is going to be a course with 2 8-week modules. You can do the first one, Astrology Foundations with us, which is from March 9th until May 4th. You're going to learn how the planets, signs, houses, and aspects, the 4-part puzzle of astrology works. That's the foundation for reading any chart. And if you don't know what those terms mean you will be so crystal clear by the end, and you'll be chatting up a storm and looking up everyone's moon sign and knowing exactly what to do. After that, from June 1st to July 27th, our oracles level begins, where we teach you predictive astrology and how to do relationship charts. So you can be the official love doctor in residence for your friends. You can cast the future and see what trends are coming up. No crystal ball required. Beautiful thing for those of you out there who see yourselves bringing astrology into your career. We have a practitioner's track. So for both of those 8-week segments, you'll participate in those and get our Astropreneurs training. We'll work with you directly to help you find your niche, set up your astrology business, and get you in our practitioner's posse for readings. This is super exciting because, as you know, we love talking about astrology, but as much as that, and even more, we love helping people understand it. We grew up in a home where everybody spoke a different language, and interpretation became one of our fortes. And so making astrology accessible as a language is one of our deepest passions, because it's a thing. It is the thing that unlocks your soul purpose, gives you your cosmic blueprint, helps you see why challenges are coming up for you, and find ways to be compassionate with yourself, the different parts of yourself, and then transform them and make them work for you. So become your own astrologer. Starts this March 9th. All tracks begin then. And so all levels, whether it's foundations, oracles, or practitioners posse that's right for you, go to astrostyle.com/BYOA. That's become your own astrologer, not bring your own astrologer, although you'll be able to do that after the course. So astrostyle.com/BYOA. We're taking applications for the practitioners posse, or you can sign up for the foundations or foundations and oracles course. You won't want to miss this. We're only doing this once this year. Begins March 9th. Hope to have you there with us.
As always, thanks for listening. You can discover more of your star power at astrostyle.com, and be sure to follow us on social at AstroTwins. Join us next time for more cosmic fun.